And Tom, we can't see you, Tom, but I guess you don't have a camera on anyways.
That's true. Please don't unmute me again. I feel so lost.
Okay.
Or mute me or whatever.
All right. Well, it is now 2 minutes after 4, or 3 minutes after 4, and I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Okay.
So, fortunately, I wish we had Neil with us here, because the first item was something that Neil had proposed to me.
He's coming in right now. Give him a second.
Okay. Okay. That's Jitterbug, right? Neil, are you there?
He's still connecting.
Okay. Hello?
I'll say hello.
Hello again.
If I don't say goodbye, how can I say hello? I see Jitterbug Smart up there.
Yeah, I know he bought some new hardware to go with this, so I guess he's still working on that. Maybe what I'll do is after this meeting, I'll connect with him and set up a private Zoom so that I can. There he is.
Wow, pictures and all.
Yeah. So, all right.
The only
Can
thing
you-
he doesn't have audio.
Can you turn your audio on?
Have you muted him?
No, he's not muted. I only mute when there's a lot of background noise and we can't hear. Neil, can you see the little mute button? Where is it? On the top? It's either on the top or the lower bottom with the microphone.
Top or the lower bottom?
It varies since. All right, can you hear us, Neil?
Wave your hand.
I see Jitterbug Smart.
There, and he's sitting there.
He looks like he's asleep.
So maybe his camera may have frozen.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's move ahead.
Sure.
So the first item on the agenda was one that was on the recycling committee. And this was something that I put on because Neil had recommended or suggested this, that, you know, we had said that we could not pay for the installation of the filling station at Town Hall. But Neil came up with an idea, what I thought was really good was that he could do the installation at no cost and connecting to the side of the building there. And hopefully that would resolve the problem for the recycling committee about getting that particular unit installed. So
That's how nice of him.
yes, very nice.
Yes. Now, where would that be installed? By the restrooms?
It would be on that side of the building, yes, Tom.
Thank you.
It would have access to they're as close as possible to the utility room there.
Good.
So that, and I spoke with Chris from the recycling committee, and they were very pleased to hear that. So this does not change the issue of the ban on the plastic.
Right.
And that we can wait until the fall for to make a decision on.
Yeah, and I mean, if the surrounding towns don't do it, there's no point in us doing it.
Right.
No.
So,
Plus, it's outside of our venue, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
so I mean, from you, Kateri, so you'd be in favor of encouraging Neil to go ahead with this?
No, I don't believe that we need a ban on.
No, I mean, in terms of the installation.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'll buy him a drink. I mean,
Oh!
we'll go across the street to a bar.
And Tom, you're in agreement with it?
I think that's very good, yes.
Okay, the only other one would be then with Kurt, and I know he was muted before.
Okay.
How does the town?
Yeah, I'm all in
Excuse me.
favor.
Okay, great, thank you.
How does the town feel about us drilling a hole in the side of their building?
Well, it's just there's already a hookup there. Surprisingly, there is a place where there was an outside faucet right there before. So there's actually two on the side of the building.
Will we have to ask the board or DPW or something to proceed?
We'll have to work with DPW on this, yes. And
Okay.
Neil point that you want to get to the plumbing inspector to get their permission to go ahead with this. So,
Good.
so that's the first item. The second item was the well at the Boy Scout camp. Russ told me a couple weeks ago, or a week ago now, that they've had a problem with one of the wells at the Boy Scout camp. There's two wells there. One's 3A and 3B, and apparently 3A is not working, and they brought Mahar Well Services in to evaluate this, and they pulled it. And apparently it looks to them like there was a lightning strike there a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Fried the pump, so they're now evaluating whether or not they can fix it or they have to replace it. So we don't answer on that yet, but that's as of today. That's what Mike Nee, the technician, told me that they're doing right now.
Okay. So do we need lightning rods or something on the pumps?
This has happened before. We've had the problem, I think, at the Coles Neck site. I guess it's a fairly common thing because, basically you've got a metal rod that's down
Sticking up in the air, yeah.
Yeah, and it just attracts, electric current when there's a lightning storm. I don't know what can be done. I mean, I don't think that's something we can ask Russ about. He, in fact, was supposed to be with us today, but he is out of the office through the end of the week. So, I just wanted to give you an update on that. So there's no action item there. Just wanted to let you know what's going on with it. The Housing Choice Grant, which is the next item on the agenda here. I talked with Chris Clutchman, who is the coordinator at the Massachusetts for the Housing Choice Program. As you know, we had a $100,000 grant from them that associated with engineering services for the replacement of the water main. And in light of the fact that we still don't have anything from the state with respect to the Mass Works grant. And the earliest that we're going to have an application and get that in would be out into August. So we really wanted to, and we're going to have to do something about the SCADA system as well, because it's failed a couple of times recently. Apparently it shuts down over at the DPW building. And I talked with Chris about this, that since this is a critical component of the water system and something that DEP, Environmental Protection, wants us to fix, she said that, you know, if we just need to submit something to them and say we'd like to change the purpose of that grant from engineering fees related to the water main over to using it for replacement of the SCADA system. And she said all we just need to do is to send them communication that this is what we're going to do. And they'd be, you know, they would agree to that. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention and suggest that that's what we should do with it. I've talked to Elaine McElroy from the Housing Task Force, and Elaine thinks it's a good idea to do that because we're going to have to do it anyways, and at least we can get the funds, encumber those funds, and use it now for this purpose. And it wouldn't affect the overall cost for the replacement of the water main. It would still stay the same. So I just wanted to let you make you aware of this and ask if you're okay with us going ahead with that, and any questions, comments?
I don't think we can go ahead without doing that.
That's right.
I mean, if that is failing, we can't do anything even in our present state.
Right. And that's critical because apparently it failed a couple of times last week. And they have to reboot the system over there at the DPW building. They've been able to manually, you know, restart it and take care of the and filling the tank. So, would you guys be in agreement that we do that?
Agreed.
Sure, sounds fine. Sounds fine.
Kurt?
He's lit up.
Yeah. Don't hear you, Kurt. Kurt? Are you okay with that?
Strange.
Yeah. Probably, maybe he may be in some place in the vehicle where he doesn't have good reception.
Oh, perhaps.
And
No, I'm actually fine. It was just so loud I couldn't unmute myself. Yes, I'm fine with that. That sounds great.
Okay, so what we need to do now is that I'm working with Mike Travato about the procurement guidelines as to how we go about this, because whether or not we can do it directly with Butch Nielsen or if we have to go through a competitive process. So we will that would be the next step, will be to figure out how we will fund this. If it is through either direct contract with Butch or competitive bid. So I'll keep you apprised.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on here was the review of the guidelines on water conservation. Not sure if everybody got a chance to read those.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like, we are not a municipality. I mean, this, it's like, there's 3,000 people here, forget this.
Yeah.
It seems like overkill, come on, and it's about drought, and do we have droughts? I mean, the ocean is right there.
Well, I think what the issues are, and I wanted to let you know, maybe if you, some of you may have noticed this already, that driving by Cumberland Farms, they have an in-ground irrigation system now there. So I don't know if that's hooked up to the water system or if it's a private well. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. I've got to get over to the building department to look at the files there. But
Isn't there a provision that there should, town water cannot be hooked up to? Well,
Well,
it seems I've seen some.
those guidelines, I mean, if we were to enact all or a portion of those guidelines that we sent over, I mean, you can include that in there, that that automatic irrigation systems can be cannot be connected to it, or cannot are prohibited from using the system.
I just don't think it applies to Wellfleet at all.
Yeah, I agree, Catherine. And the other thing that we already have those kind of provisions in the existing, regulations, and this basically almost sets out sort of draconian measures that some communities that have severe water restrictions get into, but we already have those basic provisions anyway. And the signaling to the town, if we were to enact something like this, I think would be horrible, because it's basically saying, well, we're concerned about running out of water. And right now, we don't, that's the last thing we want to be communicating to the community. It's just not true.
Yeah. No, but Helen seemed to have trouble accepting the fact that we really have ample water here. I mean, in a number of ways, I've heard her express that, and this is a result of her view, but I don't think it's the view that most of us have. The view that most of us have.
Right, and as I said at the last meeting, my biggest concern is we have a financial model that's upside down, and we got to sell water, and this is exactly the wrong thing. It sends the wrong signals. It's the wrong focus. It's just we should be focusing on our financial model.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think in the have the opportunity in the regulations that we can enforce drought restrictions.
Correct.
So
we
it's
already have
we
already have the provisions.
Yeah, we already have provisions.
So we don't need it. We don't want it.
Well, what I would like to do, if possible, and since I'm not disagreeing with anything you've said, but I do think we ought to just take another look at our regulations and compare it with what's in this. That's model guidelines that from the state. And if there's anything that we think that we should include, upgrade, to tighten it up a bit, I think it's at least we can say that we've done this, we've looked at it, and we feel that it's either it's okay as it is, or that we could stand to tighten it up a bit under certain conditions or certain circumstances.
That sounds very good idea, Jim. Yeah.
And I had another idea on that, Catherine.
Oh.
I was hoping that you and Tom would take this on to do just like a comparison of what's already in place and whether or not there's anything we should borrow from this to add to our regulations.
Do you want us to look at our existing regulations or comparison to other regulations?
Comparison to the regulations using
what's going on in Truro or Orleans?
No, not necessarily that. I think that, well, I mean, you could look at province towns, but I think that I'm just saying that look at ours and look at the state, what we have now as a model, from the state and see if there's anything we can, we maybe should consider adding, that makes sense, particularly while we have a chance now. You know, like obviously things like swimming pools. Do we want to restrict filling of swimming pools, for example, to only at certain times of the year or certain?
Oh, I'm getting a headache.
Yeah.
Rebecca, give me phone calls.
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's just compare what we already have and talk about it again.
Well, would you take that on? I'm asking if the two of
Oh, you asking me?
You and Tom.
Oh, I didn't hear my name. I was Tom. Sure, I will. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
no problem. No problem.
I'd like to go over our regs first, and I
Yeah,
think we have.
absolutely. Who has them?
They're online, right? Court-
They're online and I can send you them too if you want.
Would you
That way-
please? That'd be
Sure.
great. Yeah.
Please, Rebecca.
Okay.
Sometimes
the other thing, the one thing I would add, Jim, is Provincetown's in a water shortage situation because they've really had to beg, borrow, and steal from Truro. So their regs are probably very, very different because of that situation.
Yeah, we're not comparable
Yeah,
to
no, I agree, totally agree. On that.
Eastham maybe, but not them.
But,
I think we should just look at our own,
yes, that
Yeah.
please, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, well, that'll be great. We'll do it. Tom, I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Having nothing else to do.
Oh, yes, I know.
Not one thing. I'm started knitting a sweater. God help us.
Does that mean I don't have to do laundry or dishes anymore?
Yeah, yeah. We'll forgive you from those tasks. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay, so that's on that. So the next item on here was correspondence. Any correspondence, Rebecca? Anything we should know about happening at the office? Or?
I can tell you that Town Hall is not going to reopen until at least June 1st. After that, most of us will be working from home, but we will have one day that we are asked to be in the office, and the doors have been cut in half, so you can't actually come into my office. You can stand, and I guess they want to start by appointments only for a while. So I will let you guys know the day that I'm given to be in the office, and then we'll go from there as to if you need to come in and get stuff or do things.
Huh, okay.
So you're going to have doors like they have in Ireland so the pigs don't come in the house?
That's right. And I guess they're putting up plexiglass.
They sawed the doors in half.
That's exactly what they did at Town Hall.
Really?
Yep, they sawed them right in half.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We're going to have it. We had BC, AD, and now we're going to have BC again, as in before Corona. When we had whole doors.
Right.
All right. So, any new business we should be taking up?
The only thing that I would suggest is I sent you all that new pamphlet. You can put that on for the next meeting if you guys look it over.
Yeah.
And let me know if you want them to make any changes for you guys, and then they'll make the changes and then print them.
Yeah, it looked nice.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I'll go over it a little more closely, but I think you nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of comments on it. I agree. I think the layout's terrific. It looks great. The data on nitrates and on sodium was pretty old. I would imagine we have more recent data than that. It wasn't 2019 data. It was like
it's 17.
2017.
Yeah. And radium
I looked back at this from prior years, and they do go back. I believe what it is that maybe there's even a 3-year window that they on some of the things that are tested, that they don't have to do it every year.
I can check with the Board of Health and see if there's any updated tests on the nitrate levels and see if I can get that and I can give it to Whitewater to update.
We should be able to get it from Whitewater, but I don't know that there has been any. That's the thing.
I think you're right. I think it's every 3 years.
Yeah.
So
But-
17
Probably
would still be in
coming up.
compliance. Yep.
It's probably coming up.
Yeah, there were a couple though that I wanted to raise. One was on the, I'm trying to recall the name of that. Yes, I have it here. That I think it's on the final page. It talks about we got a rating of medium.
Moderate from SWAT.
Moderate, right.
Yeah.
Right. And I checked back, and we've had that rating for a while now, so I don't know what that means. I'm hoping that we can get Russ to tell us why we have that. It may have to do with the fact that we are in the, at least for the Kolesnik well site, the zone of contribution there is within the a certain number of feet from the neighbor's septic system. That would be why. And we don't have control over all of the land around that site.
We can put that on the agenda, and then Russ said he could join us for our next meeting. So
Okay.
And there was one other result in there that was different from prior years, and that had to do with the coliform. There was, in the last report that we had showed, did not show any incidents of coliform. This one showed one incident of coliform in 2009. But it was not the E. coli. It was the type of coliform that is not considered a problem. So that's something you need to find out from him as well about that one. And then I think then once, if he can give us a good explanation for those, then I think when we do review this at the next meeting, that we could approve its release. Yeah. Okay. So,
Rebecca, is there a chance I can see a dummy billing sheet?
I can have Penachuk send me one and then send it to you.
I don't need anybody's information. I would just as a personal interest,
Yeah, sure. I'll have them send you a blank one.
new billing sheets, and I'd like to see one.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
Tom, can I get your phone number, please?
A phone number.
Yes.
Oh. Are you stalking? Okay, here's the deal. My home phone number is 508-214-0154. That would probably be my
The best
cell.
one. No, that's fine. This is good.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll give you a call.
okay.
Or you want my email? Would that be easier?
No, I'll call.
Okay.
All right.
I can get your email from some other stuff we have here.
Okay. Or when you call me, I can give it to you then.
True.
So,
It's so easy.
so we'll put you guys on the agenda for the next meeting.
Oh, whoopee.
Oh, wait a minute. We only have 2 weeks? How am I going to get to know her?
Well, we haven't even decided when we're going to meet next, so that'll be the next item. We can just
Oh, okay.
right into that. So when our next meeting would be.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the calendar here.
I don't have one in this room.
How long do you want to go? Because if you go 2 weeks, it would be, yep, it would be Tuesday the 2nd.
And is there anything on the agenda for the 2nd yet?
Just that pamphlet that you guys are going to discuss, and Catherine and Tom.
Well, I'm sorry, other meetings.
Let me
what's the
check
date?
with Courtney. June 2nd.
Is that Memorial Day?
No.
No. Memorial Day
Ju-
is
Next Monday, right?
the 31st, the 25th, I'm sorry.
It's
Oh,
early.
really? Oh,
It's early this year.
wow. It is early.
Jim, the other thing that I was wondering if we could put on the agenda to talk about is that high electric bill, and see if we can come up with a plan. Maybe have
Oh, the-
Whitewater take a look at the building and see if it's not insulated, if it's electric heat.
I can tell you, Kurt, that there's no heat in there. They use, from what I was told, they use space heaters, and that's why it's so much.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I don't
that's the
think it's
most-
insulated.
How about some heat wrap on the pipes? Let's go.
Well, that's where I think we can ask Whitewater to, come up with a solution to this.
What they could do, Jim, is actually just call Cape Lake Compact, and they will probably provide about 80 to 90% of the cost of the insulation, and probably a rebate on the heat pump.
Oh, good thinking.
Are you suggesting a heat pump there then? Or,
Yeah, just like a mini split. They're really efficient, and it's very inexpensive.
Yeah, I think he's right. Call them up, let them do the investigation, give us a recommendation.
as opposed to using
Love doing it.
as opposed to using tape on the line?
Well, they can tell us. I think Kurt's idea is a good idea. Call them in.
Yeah, okay. We can set that up.
Tape may be the best solution, Jim, anyway, but
Yeah. All right, then we have minutes to approve. Any discussion?
I have none.
I didn't have anything either.
I read it. It looked fine to me.
I don't think Neil has even access yet here. I'll call him after our meeting.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay, I hear Tom.
Agreed.
Okay, Kurt,
Emotions.
yeah, we still have to vote it.
Come on, Kurt.
Okay,
You
and
feel so alive over there.
Yeah, I voted in favor.
I
Okay.
agree. So, for all. All right, so we, in terms of the,
So
next
June
week-
2nd, as of right now, there are no other meetings posted.
Okay.
2 weeks out.
Good. 4 o'clock?
Yeah, this is much better. I like the 4 o'clock meeting.
Kurt,
You too. Even though there's no place to go party afterwards, it's still 4 o'clock is nice.
Yes.
Kurt, is it getting tougher for you now to participate?
Oh, that's right. He has to work, doesn't he? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
We keep forgetting.
Dirty little things.
We're
called
forgetting.
work.
Becca and Kurt. And every once in a
No,
while,
it-
Neil. Yeah. But he goes there early and finishes up early, I think. Right.
It's okay, Jim. For now, as long as we can do remote, I can usually figure out a way to get in. And other than that, it is what it is this time of year.
Mm.
All right, before we adjourn, I'd just like to give Gail an opportunity to say anything that she would like. And
I just want to say hi.
hi, Gail.
Howdy.
Hi, Gail.
Right
Hi.
back. Yeah. We miss you if you're not here.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait until this is over.
The meeting? You mean this meeting?
No, no, oh, no, this was a short meeting, but no, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Until we're all together again.
Right. Yeah, here's a sad story I want to tell you out here on Indian Neck. One of my neighbors just had a problem with the well they've had. They put a new well in, and the best place on the property for a well, and it's not palatable. I mean, not whatever, that's not the word. They can't use it.
Not potable.
Potable.
Potable, thank you, potable. So all I could think of, a couple years back, we were talking about maybe looking at expanding the water system. We actually looked pretty closely at Indian Neck. But that seems like ancient history now.
Where are they on Indian Neck?
They're right down next to the gutter. In one block.
Yeah.
What was the reason it wasn't potable?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of minerals in there and metallics. They have a
There's a
horrible
lot of-
problem. Pardon?
There's a lot of that around.
Yeah. Well, I know we use a filter because we were getting a lot of iron, but they have much more than we do. Everything turns black. She said it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Awful.
They may have manganese also, but Neil would know.
Yeah. But it's,
Neil, are you hearing me?
We are now.
yeah.
Oh, you finally speak. He speaks.
Yeah, I'm in the meeting too.
We can actually see you speaking and moving.
Okay.
We thought you were.
We thought you were asleep, really.
No. The well that you were referring to was, how recently was that put in?
Within the last month.
I think I know the well.
Yeah, it's the Oberdings.
You turn, let's see, Pocahontas, and that road.
It's Hiawatha. It's right at Hiawatha. Pocahontas is the other one.
Okay, there was two that were drilled on Pocahontas, and you got your choice of sodium or very high levels of iron.
Yeah. Well, this is worse.
Lovely.
This is worse than that. It's much worse than that. At any rate, I'm just saying there are places that, really have a problem.
Yeah.
We just gotta get out there selling water.
The Indian Neck area is really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Rebecca, it's good to see you back.
Thank you. It took a long time, but I feel much better.
Oh, good. I'm really glad to hear that.
I know. You're looking great.
Thanks.
You got the nose, the hair, the health.
I know, look at that.
so if there's no other business, I think we can adjourn.
Thank you, Jim.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Gail.
Bye.
Bye, Gail.